BNI starts now.
So I'd like to introduce you to Chad Edie. Chad is a real estate appraiser and has been a proud member of the Frost & Associates team for over a decade. Chad has lived out some Canadian sports fans' dreams, including playing a slow pitch game for the Stanley Cup, and has enjoyed a beverage out of the Grey Cup. A fun fact about Chad is that he was a member of a team that won a national championship in volleyball. And to learn more about Chad's sports journey, book a one-to-one with him. I'll pass it on to Chad now.
Thank you, Kelly. Good afternoon, BNI Apex and visitors. I'm Chad Edie, and I'm a real estate appraiser with Frost Valuations. To expand on what Kelly mentioned, I've been fortunate that sports have provided me with lifelong friendships and the ability to share in my personal successes and the successes of my friends and former teammates. That being said, I know pictures didn't happen as a thing, so here's my team with the Stanley Cup, my wife and I with the Grey Cup, and a much younger, skinnier Chad with a national championship banner. I've lived in the St. Albert area for most of my life and currently reside in Braeside with my wife Dallas and our dog Sadie, who, like Dad, also enjoys a beverage from time to time. Growing up, I was active in multiple sports and have loved the team environment that sports provided. This is carried on in my professional career, where the Frost Valuations team has provided me with an opportunity to grow as an appraiser and a person. When I'm not completing appraisal reports, I'm still active in hockey, slow pitch, boarding, golfing, hunting, and fishing. I'm fortunate that my wife is also a former athlete and enjoys these activities with me. I even get to enjoy the fact that she can skate circles around me. When we are playing sports, we enjoyed traveling, pre-pandemic, of course, and we hope to plan more trips after the restrictions have been lifted. We also spend a lot of time helping on the family farm with the cows there. Our company has recently changed our name from Frost & Associates to Frost Valuations. If I get mixed up, I apologize to people, it's new. So Frost Valuations was established in 1988 and represents a group of valuators who provide professional real estate appraisal, equipment appraisal, business valuations, and consulting services. Our knowledge of the real estate market, business landscape, our people, integrity, passion, and experience have made Frost Valuations a respected leader in the valuation and consulting industry. So our team has about 15 appraisers and some support staff. We're multifaceted and lots of us enjoy different aspects of appraisal. We do much more than just mortgage financing, although we are on most bank lists, or actually all bank lists, for major banks and Schedule B lenders. Our appraisers also have been expert witnesses and consultants in various legal and tax appeal matters. So one of the services we provide is machinery and equipment valuations or asset evaluations. Our equipment appraisers are members in good standing with both our real estate accredited institute, Appraisal Institute of Canada, and the Canadian Personal Property Appraisers Group. Some of the needs we address in equipment valuations are financing, partnership disputes, marital assets, estate settlement, investment decision-making, tax planning, insurance and replacement costs. Good referrals for our equipment division would be restaurants, liquor stores, construction companies, and any other business with an abundance of equipment and inventory. Frost also provides business valuations. We're fortunate that one of our appraisers also holds a chartered business valuator designation, which is a big asset for businesses that want to get an appraisal report and business valuation by the same person. They focus on medium-sized businesses between $500,000 and $40 million. This is used a lot with employees buying in, internal shareholder transactions, divorces, and tax planning. We're a member of the Collaborative Divorce of Alberta Association, which I believe Cassie is too. And typical clients and good leads for this would be business brokers, lawyers, small accounting firms, and business owners or partnerships in business ownership. So when do you need a real estate appraisal? You could require an appraisal when you're renovating, building, refinancing, selling, buying. All those are pretty standard. If you're making a real estate investment decision, so we can analyze cap rates and returns on value and those kind of things for you. When you're reviewing your property tax assessment, if you think you're being overtaxed because your assessment's too high. Assessing capital gains, making claims. We do cost approaches for insurance purposes after fires and other disasters. If you're facing expropriation, that's when government bodies they're expanding a roadway or those kind of things, and you have to sell part or they buy some of your land from you or have to knock your house down. Business mergers and acquisitions, valuing private property that is being acquired by governments for public use, market evidence for lease rates and property values for CRA, which is a sticky one, and then settling estate matters. So I know Cassie talked about estates and those kind of things. If there are lots of families, they will it down to all the kids and only one kid wants to buy it. So we provide a report for that. So what do appraisers look for in properties? The obvious contributing factors: location, building size, age, quality of the improvements, which are all pretty standard. We take into account other things like market trends and on income producing properties, things like the strength of the tenant covenant. So a lease to AHS or a national tenant is more valuable as an investment than mom and pop's grocery store, what have you. Appraisers assume that the improvements are functional and meet building codes and are free of contamination in most cases in a standard situation. We're not building inspectors. You got to call Dave for that. However, when obvious detrimental factors are apparent, we must take these into consideration. And I got some slides here for some a little extreme examples. A major detrimental factor to property condition is cleanliness. Hoarding and clutter can negatively impact a property. When writing reports, especially for lenders, we make recommendations of health inspections in these extreme cases. This can really affect the marketability of a property, which affects value. So on this particular one, the lady asked if I minded if I took my shoes off, which I said, yeah, I do. This room could use an exorcism. There's a little bit of clutter in this kitchen. That's just some sort of blood I'm not sure about. Hopefully. At least he didn't leave the seat up. And this bathroom carpet has definitely seen better days. Other obvious deferred maintenance can be incomplete projects and poor workmanship. These can also have a major effect on property value. So this is how someone fixed their sink. I didn't include the basement bathroom in my report because it'll be done next week. Why didn't I include that in my value? This is a really nice basement shower. And this is in a foreclosure where the utilities had been turned off in the winter. So some pipes there caused an indoor swimming pool. This one is we're painting the bedroom next weekend. Don't worry about it. It's a heave foundation. This is a cracked foundation. And then this is a really nice skylight, as you can see in the garage. This is an addition on a property that the client asked why I didn't include it in the square footage. And with the cost of lumber, this is a new deck idea, I guess. I don't know, I'm in the design world. Some more poor workmanship. Ultimate in multitasking for your bathroom, really safe. That industrial look in the kitchen. And I think this guy needed to buy one more book on mounting cabinets. New construction is not exempt from poor workmanship. I have a couple pictures of, this is a brand new house in Northeast Edmonton I did an appraisal of. Obvious health and environmental hazards can't be overlooked when we're completing appraisals. The impact of value by deducting the direct costs to remediate and adjusting the lowered purchaser's motivation. And there's also a loss in value due to stigma that needs to be accounted for. In my opinion, the most common example of these factors are when we appraise remediated grow-up operations. There are remediation costs and lowered purchasers' motivation due to health concerns and remediation time. Of course, the big factor is stigma of all your neighbors and hopefully not former clients knowing that the home was previously a grow-up. This is a mouse infestation. And we run into this quite a bit. Some old. So now curb appeal and conformity can also have huge effects on value. This includes if your property is twice the size or way newer, superior to, or inferior to your neighboring properties. And also homes with signs of deferred maintenance have major effects on curb appeal. As a tip for people interested in purchasing a property, I generally have found that the condition of the exterior of the property reflects the condition of the interior of the property. Well, there's a nice grand entrance. So good referrals for me would be mortgage brokers and commercial lenders, lawyers, accountants, realtors, property managers, home builders, developers, business owners, especially if they're in transition and even on joint venture agreements and that kind of thing for both the business and property values. Equipment brokers and financing companies, merger and acquisition companies, executors of estates. We help people out a lot with estate planning and those kind of things, and divorcees.
Great work, Chad. I've worked with a lot of senior lawyers on files, and I know that Frost is always at the top of everyone's list, so they do great jobs. These are your guys if you need an appraisal.
D&I starts now. Like everyone says it.
Are we all saying it? I'm confused.
What are you saying now?
Do we all say D&I?
Oh, terrible.
Yeah.
Starts meow.
Now.
Do you want
you
us to say
say
D&I?
Say it more casually. Like we're not trying to rehearse the most impossible phrase in the world.
Now.
D&I
Starts now.
Oh.
D&I
Starts now.
Slow.
What was the best one yet?